With carbon monoxide, because it is a tasteless, odorless gas, people don't know it's there, and the only way to know that it is in your home is if you have a carbon monoxide detector. And so we always recommend that everyone has at least one carbon monoxide detector on every floor or level of their home. With carbon monoxide, it can come from faulty fuel burning appliances, and it can also come from people burning things inside the home that they shouldn't. So if they're using generators inside or near the home, if they're using grills to heat up homes, or their ovens to heat up homes, all those things are things they should not do. So we always recommend that people get all their appliances checked on an annual basis before starting your chimney or your fuel burning furnace. And then make sure you have those detectors, and never use any of those grills or except generators inside the home. It can be very similar to other flu-like symptoms. So you may have a headache, some nausea, vomiting, dizziness. So it's hard to tell the difference. As the weather starts getting colder, we tend to winterize our vehicles, and we would use antifreeze and windshield washer fluid. And both of those are extremely dangerous, even if a small child takes just a sip. And so we always recommend that people keep those up and out of reach, just like any other household chemicals. After using it, make sure that the safety cap is on tight, and you hear that click to make sure it's sealed. And never pour any of those into another bottle, such as like an empty Gatorade or Powerade bottle. Always keep these items in their original containers. Oftentimes we get a lot of calls where people have poured some antifreeze or windshield washer fluid into an old bottle, and that can look like something tasty to drink to small children and adults. And the antifreeze actually smells sweet as well, so it can be really confusing. And we're not always paying attention, and we often store the sports drinks out in the garage in the same place. And so if you were to see that, you may just think it's a regular sports drink and drink it. We want to make sure that kids know the difference between the two. So sometimes those ice melts can be blue or purple, so they could be colorful as well, so it's enticing to children. So just make sure that they know that the difference, and that salt is not for eating. If they do, we would want you to call the Poison Control Center, but we don't imagine that they would eat too much, because it doesn't taste very good.
Ooh, winter is here. Along with it comes a great risk for poisonings in 3 common ways. Hello, I'm Taylor from the Poison Control Center at the University of Kansas Health System with tips for keeping your family safe. Here's a question. Headaches, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, and confusion? Is it A, the flu? B, perhaps some other cold weather virus? Or C, a case of carbon monoxide poisoning? If you guess C, you're right. Carbon monoxide is a odorless, colorless, tasteless gas that leads to hundreds of poisoning deaths each year and makes thousands more sick. All fuel burning stoves, water heaters, space heaters, fireplaces, generators, even cars emit carbon monoxide. It's only dangerous, however, when they aren't working or used properly. Always keep the area well ventilated. Pregnant women, young children, and the elderly and people with chronic breathing conditions are most at risk. To prevent poisonings, place a carbon monoxide detector near the bedrooms and on every level of your home. Make sure it's a battery-operated or battery-backed-up detector. And check your batteries often. Follow directions for installing and repairing appliances that burn fuel. Always use gas appliances as directed, and never use a gas oven as a heater. Keep all fuel-burning appliances properly vented. These include space heaters, generators, and such. Never run a car inside the garage, even with the garage door open. The next threat involves 2 common chemicals used to winterize vehicles: antifreeze and windshield wiper fluid. Antifreeze is a poisonous liquid with a sweet taste that children and animals like, but even the tiniest amount can be harmful if swallowed, causing kidney damage or even death. This danger also applies to windshield wiper fluid. To avoid poisonings, keep all chemicals in their original containers with the lid on tight, locked up and away and out of sight. And before you even throw away an empty chemical container, make sure to thoroughly rinse it. Replace the safety cap and throw it in the trash. The third common wintertime poisoning comes from ice melt or rock salt used on driveways and sidewalks. If eaten by a pet or a child, it could make them sick. Be sure to store salt with other poisons and keep it locked up tight and out of sight. Following these tips will help keep you and your family safe. Put our number in your cell phone and share it with others. We understand that sometimes, despite our best efforts, poisonings can happen. Call us with questions or if you think someone has been poisoned. Remember, don't wait till symptoms appear. Call 1-800-222-1222 right away. When in doubt, check it out.